But yeah, I'm coming back.
Alright, so you're probably wondering what makes this I'm coming back video different from the rest. Because with those ones, I would say, hey, I'm coming back, and then do 2-3 videos, and then not post after that. There are a few differences, but they're very key. And it all stems around the fact that this was originally going to be a different channel. What is going to happen to this channel was originally supposed to be its own. But I realized they're similar enough, I could just reboot my old dead one. That way I'm also only looking at one channel whenever I'm looking at like the YouTube analytics and all that. So more convenient. Other than just convenience, there are a few similarities between Pub and Fig and Tardy to the Party. The main thing that was convenient about it as well was the fact that basically Tardy to the Party stems a lot from the old Pub and Fig style. So with where I left off with the Pub and Fig style is with the bricks. The bricks were a main key when it came to the reskinning for this Tardy to the Party. And that was mostly the bricks and some of the other things I actually started using when I was doing Pub and Fig. So of course the bricks were a main one. As you can see between this old Pub and Fig logo, where it was just a random assortment of bricks there, and then to Tardy to the Party with its neon sign, although the bricks are all, well, nothing wrong with my throat, where the bricks are all neatly organized. I don't know how else to put it. That's basically all it is. And then, of course, I've changed the end card and all those other natural YouTube things to change. Nothing's wrong with my throat. So I've got those for me. So other than just the convenience of things I can build upon with that style, what else is different? So, of course, the name is very different. So how did I come up with Tardy to the Party? And why is this better over Pub and Fig, in my opinion? Now, while Pub and Fig is a very unique name and a very confusing name, which, if you want me to explain the history of Pub and Fig, both the name and this channel itself, maybe once I get 200 subscribers or reach a certain mark in terms of how long I've been doing this, then I'll probably do it. But then also, Tardy to the Party is better in my opinion because one, I just love this like logo design with the neon sign. It's mwah, good art. And I made it myself. I learned how to use Inkscape. Let me rephrase that. I learned how to use the basics of Inkscape, which is basically Adobe Illustrator but free. The other main difference with the name is what it basically means. So with Tardy to the Party, I mean, not only is it more memorable than having to search up pub in with an apostrophe, meaning it was like and fig. Probably a forgetful name because it's not as catchy or not as mind-grabbing, if that makes any sense. Whereas Tardy to the Party, you know, it rhymes, you know, it flows a lot better, it's more memorable. And I spelled party wrong, which hopefully that'll stick in more people's minds with that little change. But also, with the name, it means that I could talk about anything I want, whether or not it's relevant. So I could talk about things from a few years ago. And also, I can do no consistent schedule in terms of videos. That was the main reason why I got turned off from Pub and Fig whenever I did, hey, I'm coming back, is because I said, and I'm going to try to do a video, da-da-da-da. It's because I made promises. I didn't fulfill those promises, but it's because I made promises and put myself in a schedule. And I don't like schedules. I'm a procrastinator. So that just made it less fun for me to put myself in a little box. Although I will try to do at least one a week or one every other week, mainly just depending on my availability and if I really want to. But I have a few video ideas in the works. Speaking of videos, what makes the video contents I'm going to do this point forward different from Pub and Fig? What makes Tardy to the Party different than Pub and Fig? The main difference, and the reason why I was going to make a new channel before rebooting this one, was I had a new focus. Because with Pub and Fig, it was literally, here's my random thought of the day, or week, month, whatever, what have you. So, with Pub and Fig, I had 3 sections, and basically each one was kind of different from each other. They never really intersected. Because I had cinema, which was just movies, and mostly Marvel. I had observations, which was basically just real-world stuff, and a good portion of that was just for projects I had to do. And then with Yellow, or Theory, with Theory, it was basically just me being like, hey, let me explain this kind of science fiction thing over in this corner of fiction. And I didn't really do much of that. Now, I am going to use 3 new sections using the same colors. So what is going to be replacing cinema? It's basically going to add on to cinema, except more with that storytelling focus. So it isn't just going to be, I mean, basically cinema was looking at story because it really was either, okay, here's what you should know before this movie comes out, or let me review this movie and analyze other components of it, what my thoughts of it were, whatever. So that was already on point. But basically what I'm going to make a difference is its particular focus, and that is analysis. So with analysis, that being the new red category, it is basically going to pick up right after that. I am going to analyze stories. I don't know why I did quotation marks. I'm going to look at more of the story structures. I'm going to look at narrative techniques I thought were cool. Things like that. It is probably going to be more Marvel focused because, A, I'm a Marvel guy. I am going to try to branch off to other movies and other topics and stuff like that. Now, analysis is very specific. Like, I'm going to look at specific movies, specific scenes, stuff like that. Its cousin, more closely its cousin, is what is going to be replacing observation. And really the only reason it's replacing observation is because of the color. So I did the reds, cinema analysis, and then I'm going to replace observation with, I don't even have a name for it. I'm just calling it general because it's basically going to be the thing that doesn't fall into analysis, and it's when I'm going to talk about like general storytelling techniques or things within fiction. So it is kind of more like theory than cinema if you're looking at Pub and Fig, but it's going to be looking at specific, like more general storytelling techniques. And it's like if you want to look at a story, like if you know of a story or movie with this element, you can look at it this way. Or if you or somebody you know is trying to come up with something that happens to have this little element, here's something you can do with that. Analysis is specific on subject in terms of like what, like specific movie, specific scene, like specific source. General is going to be a specific topic, if that makes any sense. Now, what will be replacing the yellow section? The yellow section is very different, and I only came up with this one as I was realizing I can do another three sections, and that is going to be writing block. Now, around a year ago, a friend of mine gave me this book, and it's called Write the Story. It's not written by a specific author. It's not designed to be like that at all, and if I just go to a random page, I can show you. So if you look here, there will be a title, and this is also like supposed to be like a writing exercise. So here's the title. It kind of gives you a general idea for the theming, generally setting, time, kind of general story, stuff like that. So basically what I'm going to do is kind of come up with a general story pitch or story outline. I'm not going to do like full-on screenwriting format or as if I'm writing a novel, but just, hey, here's a general, simple story that you can tell. More of the general ideas. It's not like it's going to go through multiple drafts. It's more of a draft one kind of type of deal. Now, what these words down here are for, these are for you to incorporate in your story. So you have to incorporate some aspect of these words into your story somehow, which that is why my friend got me this, because she knows that I really love doing this kind of stuff. So that is going to be writing block. That's going to be its own dedicated section. So I have analysis, which is basically going to pick off of cinema because it is going to, I am going to do before you watches. That was one main reason why I was coming back, was to make sure I came back before Black Widow came out and do the Black Widow before you watch. So the next 3 videos I'm going to do will be one for each of these categories. The first one is going to be analysis, and that will be the before you watch Black Widow. I would have done this sooner. It's just that I've had other things early summer, and then I also had to finish up school because I had final exams and AP exams and all that stuff. So really, the reason why I'm starting now, opposed to a little bit even earlier when I had most of this stuff ready, was because of the was mostly because of my availability. And then the second video I'm going to do is me reacting to my Why Giants Are Slow video. I have not looked at that video in many months, and I did that for this purpose. And the reason why I'm going to react to it is because I've taken a full year of a physics course, and from the little memory I have of this video, I know it's a full-on inaccurate. So basically I'm just going to be like, here's why, in simple terms, why it's not going to work. And if I get enough likes and stuff from that video, I am going to redo my Why Giants Are Slow video. So I have the before you watch Black Widow, I have the Why Giants Are Slow reaction video, and then the one after that will be me going through one of these and coming. If you're wondering when I was pointing out this book, Write the Story, it will be me going over one of these stories. But I do have which one I am going to do from this next. So stay tuned for that. So if you are not subscribed and you somehow got to this video, please subscribe. If you are subscribed and you came across this by chance, and that is because you didn't hit the bell, so please hit the bell. That way you are getting notifications, because I am going to try to do a more consistent schedule. No promises whatsoever. And yeah, and good news is I'm going to try to wear this fedora in all these next videos. I got a few comments about it in my last videos about it when I started wearing it more, and I am starting to like it more. So yeah, subscribe for the fedora. Maybe I'll give it a name. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I don't really have any tunes for it. I might just reuse my Pub and Fig tune for now until I find a way to redo it. It'd be more redoing the instrumentation, but yeah, feel free to send me your own version if you want to, and I'll credit you in the description after that every time I use it. So, music competition, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, that's really all I have for this video. Please watch my videos as they come out for the next ones that are, and that is really it. So with that, sayonara.